Good morning, I'm Nivareti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Friday, 1st of March. In this update, the new government's trying to project closer alignment with traditional allies. It's designated the entirety of Hamas as a terrorist group, which includes the movement's military and political wings. Otago University International Relations Professor Robert Patman says it's trying to make good on a pledge to position itself closer to Five Eyes powers.
In a different position to the previous Labour government, which of course made a distinction between the political arm of Hamas and the military wing, which it did designate as a terrorist organisation.
An investigation is underway into the technical glitch that brought many petrol stations to a standstill. Payment terminals at many self-service stations stopped working for more than 10 hours yesterday due to systems not being programmed to deal with the date February 29. Software provider Invenco says it was due to a patch put in place during COVID 4 years ago. That's since the last leap day. Chief Executive John Scott says they spent most of yesterday fixing the issue, testing the system, updating networks and getting everything back up and running. Tourism is making a big comeback and boosting the economy. Stats NZ data for the year to March 2023 shows $37.7 billion was generated from visitor spending. International visitors spent $8.8 billion more compared with the previous year, and support of domestic tourism was also above pre-COVID levels. Tourism Industry Aotearoa CEO Rebecca Ingram says that while the figures are historic, they show a strong performance.
It also shows just how important our international connectivity is and international visitors are to our economy.
The government is launching an independent review of the role of forestry in the current emissions trading scheme. Forestry Minister Todd McClay says up and down the country, forestry owners are complaining of excessive costs imposed on them by the previous government. He says the government has identified 22 fixed service fees forest owners are expected to pay. Property values are likely to build back up to 2022's boom by the end of next year. One Roof Velocity research is picking average house prices will return to February 2022 highs of just under $1.1 million in the third quarter of 2025. It shows Southland and Canterbury are already close to reaching those peaks. One Roof editor Owen Vaughan says that they've had a quicker recovery due to their affordability.
The market is still a bit subdued, so for us to get back up to where we were, those dates shows that there's slow and steady progress in the market and that there will be good prices ahead for homeowners.
It's looking like a rough start to the first week of autumn for many parts of the country. A cold front is approaching over the next couple of days, bringing colder temperatures for the start of next week. In sport, Australia are 279 for 9 after the opening day of the first cricket test against New Zealand in Wellington. Queenstown local Ben Campbell is the pick of the locals at 6 under and tied for third, heading into the second round of the New Zealand Golf Open at Millbrook. Australians Matthew Griffin and Scott Hend are the joint leaders, a shot ahead of Campbell and others. And the Wellington Phoenix's round 22 men's clash against the Brisbane Roar later this month has been moved from Good Friday to Easter Sunday. I'm Nivareti Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.